What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dylan the Villain coming back at you with episode 102 of the WWF Save of 1997. Yes, I know that it is Thursday of week 2, October 1997. This is supposed to be week 1. We're in week 2. We had some, what would you call it, Bio? Some technical difficulties?
Yeah, that's putting it lightly.
Yeah.
An entire episode disappeared.
Yeah, so we had to basically fast forward in the save to record this episode so y'all don't miss out on the story and everything like that. Well, I pretty much already introduced you, but
I'm here.
But for 100 episodes, I wanted to do something special and pretty much have one of my biggest supporters, one of the biggest fans of this save, one of the biggest backers on this save, BioCorpse. He's been here since day one, supporting the save and everything like that. So I figured I would just have him do some guest commentary here tonight, and give his opinions on certain things and where the storylines are going and stuff like that. Bio, I'm glad that you can join me, man. I know that we're re-recording this episode, so you pretty much know who's going to win. The first time was spoiler-free for you.
Yeah.
So now I can't ask you who do you think's going to win, but are you excited for the first episode of SmackDown?
Oh, yeah.
The Rock Show, brother. The Rock Show. Vince McMahon, as we know, took a liking to The Rock after Rock and Stephanie McMahon started dating, but they've been having their relationship problems, as you've seen in the save. And
yes.
It seemed like Stephanie kind of intentionally helped out The Rock. They've been having their problems, and she kind of teamed up with Jericho a little bit. And it seems like she intentionally cost Jericho, not intentionally, but unintentionally cost Jericho the Intercontinental Championship at the Unforgiven pay-per-view. This will be The Rock's first title defense of the Intercontinental Championship. That is our main event of the night. Well, we already have a hype promo, so let's just get on with the pre-show, shall we?
Alrighty.
In a pre-show bout that had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, the Pitbulls defeat the Hollies in 13-16 when Pitbull number 1 pinned Crash Holly with a super powerbomb. The match got a 60, man. That could have been on the main card. Crash Holly with a 50 and Bob Holly with a 60. Pitbull number 2 with a 52 and Pitbull number 1 with a 48. Pitbulls have the tag team specialist bonus, and announcing and color commentary gave the match a boost. We are going to go ahead and move on to the next segment. You got anything to add to this?
Not much. I never really watched much of the Hollies or the Pitbulls, so going on just like a technical standpoint, Bob Holly seems like he isn't too bad pulling a 60 in in-ring performance, but that's on a like a game level, not like a in-person. Like I said, I never really watched them, so. Yeah,
you grew up in the 2000s era. You know, like you're used to seeing guys like Kurt Angle, Guerrero, Benoit, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Batista, Kane, Big Show, you know.
Yeah, I remember whenever Batista, or at least for me, whenever he first got started, whenever he was first coming up.
Yeah, that's when you started watching it and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the other pre-show match, which you booked, which is Juice and Thunder Liger taking on Steve Corino, which got a 50. So the tag team match could have been the main event of of the pre-show. In an abysmal pre-show match, Juice and Thunder Liger defeats Steve Corino in 13:05 by pinfall with a sheer drop brainbuster, one of my favorite wrestling moves. You're a big fan of Liger.
Yeah.
And you were just like, hey, man, I want to see Liger pick up some wins and become something.
Yeah.
And start gaining some momentum. So that's what we do. We give him a big win here on the pre-show against Steve Corino. The only thing holding Liger back is the language barrier.
Yeah.
Which I guess is kind of hurting his pop, getting more popular and everything like that. But yes, I mean, we picked him up from New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I'm kind of disappointed that I really haven't did anything with him. And I'm glad that you brung that up and said something about that. But I plan on doing some more stuff with Liger in the future, man.
Okay.
Announcing color.
I'll be happy to see it whenever it happens.
Yeah. Announcing color commentary gave the match a boost, and Jim Cornette did some good ring work at ringside, being Steve Corino's manager and everything. In our main event of the pre-show, which is Scott Steiner with an 81. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. All right.
Hey, I also booked this one.
Yeah.
Scott Steiner can do it.
Yes. In a pre-show bout that had a decent reaction from the crowd in Separate Wrestling, Scott Steiner defeats Jim Danville Ihart in 7:43, not even 10 minutes. He already beat him by submission with the Steiner recliner. The match got a 71. That could have been on the main card. Scott Steiner with an 81 and Jim with a 46. Announcing color commentary gave the match a boost. Are you ready for the first episode of SmackDown, my guy?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right. We're going to move on to the opening segment, which is a hype promo, which got a 100. It's basically talking about all the big matches that we have here tonight, which we pretty much kind of run down tonight's main event of The Rock versus Chris Jericho for the Intercontinental Championship. Any thoughts or opinions on this storyline, man?
Oh, I've always, I like the way the story's going. Like, this right here is this is like you said, the card rundown.
Yeah.
So, the Rock and Jericho storyline, I'm a pretty big fan of. I'm always a big fan of Kane. Anything with Kane in it, I've always liked.
Yes.
Rey Mysterio, I liked him. Yeah, I'm a bigger fan of like the larger wrestlers like Kane or the Undertaker, but I prefer personally just Kane over the Undertaker just because Kane's my favorite.
Yeah, the big hosses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few little guys that I like, but
like Liger.
Yeah, I like Liger, and like I said, like Ray, he's not very large either.
Yeah.
And then moving on to more modern wrestling, I don't know if I've said it on your show. I know I've joined you a couple of times before.
Yes.
But I love Finn Balor.
Yes. Yes. Big fan of Finn Balor. Big fan. I remember. I know we're getting off topic here, but hey, it's the 100 episode special. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I remember the first time that we watched NXT, and I introduced you to NXT, and he came out as Demon Finn Balor, and you were just like, oh man, who's this guy? Oh dang, look, this guy can go. Oh man, look at this, man. He's tearing it up, and you were instantly. Yep.
Yeah, I fell in love with him. His walkout, just immediately I fell in love with him. It didn't matter how the match went.
Yeah.
But he does great work in the ring.
Yeah. But back to the safe.
Back on topic.
Our main event of tonight is the Rock and Jericho storyline. As we've seen, not only have they been battling over the Intercontinental Championship, but they have been battling over Stephanie McMahon. The Rock, Vince basically deemed him as the future of the World Wrestling Federation. And it kind of got to The Rock's head a little bit, you know. It kind of got to The Rock's head. He's been making movie deals. He's been appearing on TV shows and trying to make movie deals. One movie that he's in the talks with is he's like a king of Egypt. And he's like he likes scorpions or something like that. I don't know all the details of the movie, but they're wanting to make him the big star of the movie or something like that. I don't know. You're gonna have to talk to the Rock's agent on that one.
Yeah, and we always support the wrestlers here at WWF going off and just spreading their name.
Yeah, getting more famous. It just gets more eyes on our product, brother. We gotta be.
Oh yeah.
we got to beat the wheelchair championship wrestling in the South, you know, with all the old guys down there. But our co-main event is a match that I know that you are looking forward to, and a storyline that you are enjoying, which is the Kane and Undertaker storyline.
Yes.
As we seen at the pay-per-view, they could not get the job done over Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve, for some reason, Vince McMahon has it out for Stone Cold Steve Austin. I believe that it has something to do with his attitude, you know, flipping people off and drinking beer and not being a good role model for the kids here at our family-friendly entertainment of the World Wrestling Federation. And Vince is scared that Steve Austin's going to usher in a new attitude here in the World Wrestling Federation if he becomes the champion. So Vince has pretty much tried everything in his power to keep Austin out of that World Heavyweight title picture. And every single time Austin has beaten the odds and overcame the odds. And tonight, Vince McMahon has booked this match between Kane and The Undertaker. And whoever wins this match will receive a World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight title shot. So I know that you are looking forward to that, being a big fan of both these men.
Yes.
Which it sucks because we've already recorded this episode and we have to re-record it. So you already know what's going to happen.
Yes, I do, but I'm not going to say anything to
but
ruin it for any of the viewers.
Yeah, but keeping kayfabe, brother, who did you want to, like, who would you like to win the match?
Oh, I would love to see Kane walk away from it.
Of course.
Even without knowing the outcome, like, realistically, it's one of those things that I understand that The Undertaker is probably the better fighter of the two. And so he probably would walk away from it. But I'm pretty sure we'd end up with a great showing, whoever walks away from it. But I gotta put all my chips behind Kane.
That's your guy, man.
Yeah.
That's your dude. That's your boy. People watching the save, I'm pretty sure they figured out who some of my favorite wrestlers are, and who I love. I try to keep it quiet, but everybody I'm pretty sure everybody knows who I like around this era of the WWF and everything like that. And I try to keep it incognito as best as I can. But I'm trying to move on with it and try not to ramble like I usually do. I mean, you know how I can get. But we have a Fatal 4-Way matchup between Dean Malenko, Rey Mysterio, Lance Storm, and Ultimo Dragon. The winner of this match will become the new #1 contender for the Light Heavyweight Championship that is held by Eddie Guerrero. Dean Malenko, Rey Mysterio, and Lance Storm all had their opportunities. Ultimo Dragon has been picking up a lot of momentum here. Can Ultimo Dragon pick up the win here tonight? BioCorpse, who would you like to win this matchup?
Between the four that are going to be going at it, I think I would prefer Rey Mysterio to win it. And so, yeah, that's who I'd have to say that I want to win it. I'm not sure who I think would win it, but yeah, I would like to see Rey Mysterio win it if possible.
Yes. Lance Storm was picking up a whole bunch of momentum here recently. And he lost at the pay-per-view against Eddie Guerrero, and they actually had a good match. I mean, I know that Eddie did most of the heavy work due to Lance Storm's popularity not being as high as I want it to be. But they still had a banger of a match, and I was highly impressed with Lance Storm. I loved Lance Storm in the early 2000s in WCW. Loved him in ECW. Always been a big fan of Rey Mysterio, obviously. And Dean Malenko, I mean, you know, people talk about Benoit and Kurt Angle and Jericho and Shawn Michaels and, you know, like all these guys that came through the WWF that are just fantastic technical wrestlers around this era. But in my opinion, man, nobody is, pound for pound, nobody is the better technical wrestler than Dean Malenko. You know, pound for pound, Dean Malenko is probably head and shoulders above everybody else. But enough of me talking, enough of me rambling on. We've hyped up the show enough. We're going to jump right into that Fatal 4-Way matchup. And about that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Ultimo Dragon defeats Rey Mysterio Jr., Dean Malenko, and Lance Storm when Ultimo pinned Rey Mysterio Jr. Lance Storm was the weak link, like I was saying before, struggling to keep up with everybody else's in-ring work performance. Ultimo with the 80, Rey Mysterio with the 85, Dean with the 82, and Lance with a 54. The match still got a 71. Not a bad match whatsoever, you know. But I really would like Lance to be hitting that 70 mark. And slowly but surely he's going to get there. He's going to get there. I think Lance would be a good European champion or Intercontinental champion. Maybe world champion in the future if we keep the save going long enough. Probably around 99 or 2000. I'm sure I can get him over enough to where he can be a good main event player, you know.
Yeah.
But Ultimo Dragon picks up the win here tonight. We're going to move on to the next segment.
All right.
It is Triple H. And he's in his locker room. You know, he has the night off. He's just enjoying the show. And Sean Walkman, the Kid, X-Pac, 123 Kid, whatever you want to call him. I call him the Kid. He walks into the locker room and Triple H kind of, you know, he kind of just eyeballs him down. He's like, what do you want? And the Kid's like, look, man. He's like, I know that you and Sean has had y'all's history. I know that you're saying that you're tired of being in Sean's shadow, that you want to go out and do your own thing. And he's like, while I was away for a little while, he's like, you went out and did that, man. Just like we always said, you know, that we were going to be world champions one day. And you went out and you did it, man. You won King of the Ring. You beat Bret Hart at SummerSlam. I mean, you did it. You're world champion, man. And Triple H is kind of like standing there. He nods his head. He's just like, yeah. And he's like, but look, man, not everybody's your enemy, okay? He's like, I didn't come out there to help you and Sean out to try to fight you, man, or to try to gain a shot at your championship or get in your limelight. He's like, I came out there as a friend to help you against our farmer friends. And Triple H is like, yeah. He's like, I appreciate that. But, Sean, you know me better than anybody out of that clique. I don't back down from a fight. And as much as I appreciate you coming out there and helping me, he's like, I don't need your damn help. If Sting wants a fight, if Sting wants a shot at my World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight title shot, then he can get his shot. Hell, if he's here tonight, I'll go out there and whoop his ass all over this arena in the River Center in front of these 16,000 people. Here tonight. But he's not. If Kev wants a match, I'll give Kev a match. If Scott wants a match, I'll give Scott a match. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you were once my mentor. I don't care. Because I'm not the student of the game. I am the damn game. And I'm that damn good. And as for your help, I appreciate it. But I don't need it. And Sean's like, you know, the Kid's like, yeah, man, I understand. I get where you're coming from. He's like, just don't get yourself caught up, you know. He's like, I got your back. And he puts out his hand, you know, like a fist bump. Triple H just kind of looks at him and just walks off, you know, leaving the Kid there just to kind of just stand there like, oh man, you know, like, yeah. The segment got a 100. Triple H was a real star. Triple H worked the crowd, using the freedom to improvise through his to his advantage. National color commentator gave the match a boost. Triple H benefited from having that hot new catchphrase, and Triple H benefited from having groundwells of public support. The fans love Triple H. The segment got a 100. We're going to move on to our next segment, which I believe is a promo. It is. We see Big Show backstage and talking to Michael Cole. Big Show worked well without a script, and he had the crowd in the palm of his hand the whole time. That is crazy.
Dang right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dang right is right. That is crazy. Big Show's not known for cutting a promo, but he can cut a promo when he wants to. But Big Show's backstage with Michael Cole. Michael Cole's like, Show, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, oh, okay.
He's backstage with Michael Cole. And Cole's like, Show, we seen you get attacked on Sunday Night Heat by Sid and Vader, who we thought left the company. But obviously that's not the case. And they're saying that you took their job being Vince McMahon's bodyguard. And they have a personal vendetta out against you. How do you feel about it? Show's just like, how do I feel about it? It's like, you think I care about two old, washed-up has-beens? One of them never even became WWF champion, and the only reason why the other one became WWF champion is because he threatened to go play baseball or leave to go to the other company. He goes, maybe the reason why I took their job and Vince replaced them with me is because, unlike them, I actually got the job done against Steve Austin. And the only reason I quit being Vince McMahon's lackey, or anybody's lackey at that matter, is because I'm tired of sitting around waiting for my opportunities. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to take my opportunities. Just like Owen Hart did on Monday Night Raw, how he at the pay-per-view, and how he went out there and took his opportunity and beat Brett to prove that he has what it takes to be a main event player. I'm going to do the same damn thing. And I don't care who you are. I don't care how big you are. I don't care how small you are. I don't care if you think you're the best in the world. I don't care if you think you're the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. He goes, I'm going to put my hand around your little teeny stack of dimes that you call a neck, and I'm going to slam you to the mat, and I'm going to beat you 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to take that World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Championship as my own. And there's nobody in the back who can stop me, and there's nobody in the back who believes that they can beat me. And at this time, Vader runs up. Vader hits him, and they start brawling. And Michael Cole's like, oh my God, get security. And Big Show and Vader end up having a backstage brawl. In an exceptional match, the Big Show defeats Vader in 8:03 by pinfall with a choke slam. He choke slams him through a table in catering. The match didn't do so good. The match got a 78. Not enough selling shown, which I can...
that happens whenever you have those big people like that, though, I figure.
Yeah. Big Show with a 97. Big Show super over. And Vader with the 88. The match suffered because of selling. And Big Show and Vader had pretty good chemistry. And it lifted the match. I think it took a neg. Because a lot of the matches have to have a storyline connected to it. And for some reason, the storyline didn't connect to this segment for some reason. Which is okay. It's no big deal. We're going to move on to our next segment of the night, which I believe is a We go to commercial and we come back. And we see Raven backstage in like a dark corridor with the Hardys. As we know, the Hardys are a part of Raven's flock. When the Hardy Boys got sent to ECW when we had the working agreement with ECW before we bought ECW, the Hardys got sent to ECW as kind of like an enhancement deal, you know, like hey, go work at ECW to get better and to get more popular, you know.
Yeah.
And Raven ended up taking them, no pun intended. Raven ended up taking them under his wing and teaching them that hardcore wrestling is not the way to go. That hardcore wrestling is stupid. People who like hardcore wrestling are just barbaric and selfish people. Why do these guys need to go out there and put their bodies on the line and jump off of tables and get slammed through ladders and get hit in the head with chairs for the entertainment of the fans when the fans don't pay their medical bills? You know, their fans are not the ones who have to sit in the hospital with a concussion or they get stitches or broken bones and all that stuff, you know. And Raven's trying to teach them that that's not the way to be a wrestler, you know. And Raven has him backstage, and Raven's kind of like standing on steps while the Hardys kind of like sit on the ground and look up at him, kind of like a cult leader, like prophet type thing, you know.
Yeah.
And they're looking up to Raven, and Raven's just like, tonight, as your World Wrestling Federation Hardcore Champion, I'm going to take that division and I'm going to remold it back. I'm going to get rid of that division. I'm going to destroy that division with y'all's help. With y'all's help, we can rebrand this whole company into an image that Vince McMahon wants. A family-friendly image. An image with no blood and guts. No half-naked women dancing around on the TV. No profanity. No cussing. None of that. And the first way that we can do that is gaining success here in this company. So tonight, I talked to Shane McMahon, and I got y'all a match against another upcoming tag team, Edge and Christian. And this is y'all's opportunity, Matt and Jeff, to go out there and make a name in the tag team division and move up so you can defeat a tag team that I know all too well, the Dudley Boys, and beat them for that championship and become champions like me. And once y'all become tag team champions, and once I become world champion, we'll have this company in the palm of our hands, and we can remold it and we can rebrand it to the company that we've always wanted to be. No more of that barbaric putting your bodies on the line. None of that. I got rid of Mick Foley. I got rid of Terry Funk. And I got rid of my headache, Tommy Dreamer. And I know that nobody, it doesn't matter if Vince McMahon purchased ECW, it doesn't matter which one of those ECW rejects come here and think that they are the rightful king of hardcore, because nobody can beat the Raven. And nobody is going to beat the flock. So go out there tonight and prove to everybody in that arena why I handpicked y'all as my proteges. And they stand up and they don't say anything. They just kind of look at Raven, you know, like they kind of look at Raven like their faces right here, you know. They just kind of look at him like, yeah, we're ready to go out and kick some ass. And we go to commercial and we come back to that tag team matchup. In a good match, Edge and Christian defeat the Hardy Boys when Edge pinned Jeff Hardy after a spear. The match got an 82. Not bad match from these guys. I can tell you that much. Not at all. Edge with a 75, Christian with an 80. He's a little bit more over because of the European title tournament thing. Matt Hardy with a 76 and Jeff with an 82. Golly. The Ravens headache storyline advances. Edge and Christian have excellent tag team chemistry together, obviously. The Hardys have excellent tag team chemistry together, obviously. Matt and Jeff had the tag team specialist bonus. Announcing gave the match a boost, and Matt Hardy benefited from having a hot new move. Which I believe that is new. I believe that is a new thing. It is not. It is not a new thing. But the Hardys did not pick up the win. Edge and Christian picked up the win here tonight.
I must admit, I am kind of glad that they did. I don't agree with what Raven says. I prefer Extreme Wrestling. I'm a big fan of ECW. But I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted on Raven. I understand where he's coming from with everybody putting their bodies on the line, destroying their bodies before their time just to get a few more people to watch.
Yes.
But I'm also one of those people that I will be there to watch when people are doing that.
Yeah. You know, you like the entertainment aspects of it. You know, like you.
Oh yeah.
You respect that people can do that to their bodies and still get up and like the athleticism of it, I guess.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of balls to get hit in the head with a steel fucking chair. I'll put it that way. Uh-oh.
Yeah, or get thrown onto a board full of nails.
Yeah. I just had a warning pop up. That kind of sucked. But yeah, you know, like get thrown on a board of nails or explosives or, you know what I'm saying? It takes balls to do that, man. Like,
oh yeah,
Terry Funk and Mick Foley. Mainly Mick Foley, they get thrown off the top of a Hell in a Cell. You know what I'm saying? Through a table.
Yeah.
Their balls have to be as big as round as a fucking car tire for sure on that one. You know.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's no way. I hate to give out information like that about myself, but like I'm terrified of heights. You know, like if I don't feel safe at a high up place, like I freeze. You know.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine the balls that it takes to do some of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to willingly fall off of something like that.
Yeah.
Knowing it's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Or jump off of a 20-foot ladder onto another guy on a table. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not only do you have to have balls to jump off the ladder, but you got to have balls to be the guy laying on the table to let another guy jump off 20 feet in the air and land on you, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It takes real athleticism and intensity and to do something like that. And speaking of athleticism and intensity, we have a hype promo from Kurt Angle. As we know, Kurt Angle has got injured at a house show. He ended up, I want to say he ended up breaking his finger or it's something minor. It wasn't that big of a deal, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't want to book Kurt and end up getting him hurt anymore. So we kind of kept him off TV. But Kurt Angle's coming back. And we see the hype promo of Kurt Angle saying that he will be at Monday Night Raw. And he is issuing an open challenge to anybody in the locker room who thinks they have what it takes to go against Kurt Angle and the three I's: intensity, integrity, and intelligence. As we know, Kurt Angle won the 1996 Olympics with a broken freaking neck and won the gold medal. Kurt Angle is looking all fired up in his hype promo. He's just like, I'm coming here. I'm coming back to the World Wrestling Federation. And I'm going to continue the momentum that I had before I got injured. And I'm going to prove why I deserve to be your World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Champion. There's a lot of men biting at the bit to get a shot at Triple H to become number one contender. And we are going to have to see who answers Kurt Angle's open challenge. Do you have any idea who it might be?
No.
No, you don't?
Nope.
Okay.
I am interested to see who it is. Anytime you have Kurt Angle get in the ring,
Yes.
you know you're going to get a very good match.
Yes. I highly agree with that one. Highly agree with that one. The fact that this man has never got a... Well, it's from Dave Meltzer, and I'm going to keep my opinion of Dave Meltzer's match rating to myself, but it's criminal that this man has never had a 5-star match when he's competed against the likes of Shawn Michaels, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Brock Lesnar, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, you know, like all these classic battles, classic matches that, like, I can just, from the top of my head, you know, that was just from the top of my head, that I'm just like, hey, these are great matches with Rey Mysterio, of all people, Randy Orton, Undertaker, Kane, Triple H, The Rock, Big Show, like all these guys. Kurt Angle's had Shane McMahon at King of the Ring, all these guys that he's just had amazing matches with, and for Kurt never to have a 5-star match from Dave Meltzer's rating system is criminal. It's criminal to say the least.
Oh yeah.
Blasphemy. That's what I say. But Kurt Angle hyping and issuing that open challenge. He said anybody who thinks they're man enough to go against the Olympic hero Kurt Angle, you know, he's looking to come back on Monday Night Raw, and he's looking to beat any and everybody who steps in his way to become World Heavyweight Champion. And he will be back on Monday Night Raw. I've said that 1,000 times. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next segment, BioCorp.
Alrighty.
Ah, yes. A 95. A 95. Not bad. That could have been our main event here tonight. In an unbelievable match, The Undertaker drew with Kane, followed by a double disqualification when Stone Cold Steve Austin ran in from the crowd and attacked both Kane and The Undertaker. As we know, this was a hardcore, no disqualification matchup. Steve Austin ends up beating the shit out of both of them. No winner. They both could not get back up. Steve Austin then gets chased out of the arena. That got a 95, by the way, man. That's...
Yeah.
Kane benefited having a hot new move, and Kane having that crowd support. People love Kane.
Yeah. I'm here. I brung all the supporters with me.
They filled up the arena here tonight, brother.
Oh yeah.
That match got a 95, man. I'm kind of worried about the main event because, like, you already knew that when we were booking the show the first time, and I was just like, I don't know what I want the main event to be, you know. And I was like, well, I'm gonna give it to The Rock and Jericho because it's The Rock show. It's SmackDown. It's named after the guy.
Yeah.
So The Rock has to be in the main event for the first SmackDown of his show, you know. So 95, I couldn't ask for a better match. Really couldn't ask for a better match out of these two. Undertaker with a 98, and Kane with a 95. Both of them are super freaking over too. We are going to move on to our next match. This advances the Austin Event storyline and Hell's Fury storyline. We're going to move on to our next segment as we see Steve Austin, which got 100. I would expect it would get 100. Steve Austin basically like running out of the arena and getting chased by security as he gets in his pickup truck, you know, and he shoots the bird at the camera. And he, he's like, I got a message for you, Vince. And he flips off the camera and he drives off. He's like, there's your number one contender right here. And he shoots him the bird. And we cut backstage to Vince's office, and he's just like, that son of a bitch, Austin. I'm sick of friggin' that son of a bitch. Where's that son of a bitch? You know, he's just mad and cussing up a storm, and Shane's trying to calm him down. You know, like, don't worry, calm down, Dad. And he's like, no, I'm tired of Austin. I'm tired of him. I'm tired of him. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of him. So, there's that segment, you know. Austin's just like, hey, you want a number one contender? Here's your number one contender. And he flips off the bird, and he gets in his truck, and he hightails it, you know. We move on to our next segment of the night, which is a promo by the one and only The Rock, your new Intercontinental Champion. Bio, I know you're a big fan of The Rock in this save. Tell me how much you love The Rock.
Yeah, like in this save here, everything he's doing is just. And so, like the story's going great, but
yeah,
I don't know. Like keeping it in kayfabe, I cannot agree with anything that The Rock is doing.
Yes,
but it kind of is The Rock show. The Rock is probably the one who sold all 16,000 of the tickets here at the River Center.
Yeah, you know, don't boost the guy's ego any more than it needs to be. Bio, come on now. We already know The Rock already has a big ego. Pretty much being told that he is the future of the World Wrestling Federation, like I've already said. And he proved it by winning the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, yeah. That's why I said you can't really fault him for it.
Yeah, and but he's kind of been putting Stephanie on the back burner lately, and Stephanie's not liking that. Stephanie doesn't like being the second fiddle to anybody. I mean, you know, you grew up as Vince McMahon's daughter. You grew up being spoiled and pampered and living the fine life. And The Rock, basically, not now, woman. I'm on the phone with my manager. And I'm making movies and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and that type of thing. He's doing that, putting her on the back burner. Stephanie ends up breaking up with The Rock. I mean, they really never broke up. They never really officially said, because The Rock's like, she never told me. But I guess she started buddying with Jericho to make The Rock jealous. And I think it worked, Bio. What do you think?
I mean, it seemed like it did. It definitely got a reaction.
Yeah. We see Michael Cole backstage, and he knocks on The Rock's locker room, and The Rock opens the door. But he doesn't open it all the way, you know. He kind of opens it up and comes out and shuts the door. Michael Cole's like, Rock, after the commercial break, you are up next in what will be probably one of the biggest matches here in the World Wrestling Federation history for the debut of what people are calling your show, WWF SmackDown. How do you feel about that? And The Rock's like, how do I feel about being in the main event of The Rock show? Well, obviously you know how The Rock feels. The Rock is destined. The Rock is getting everything that The Rock was promised. The Rock is getting the money. The Rock is getting the fame. The Rock is getting the title shots. The Rock is your new Intercontinental Champion. And yeah, I know that there's people out there watching at home, watching on their TV screens, who don't like The Rock, who's been saying that The Rock hasn't been doing the right thing, right? And The Rock knows that he hasn't been given the time to Stephanie McMahon. But Stephanie McMahon has to understand that The Rock is the most electrifying man in all of sports entertainment today, and people can't get enough of The Rock. When The Rock walks down the street, Stephanie McMahon has to understand that all the women will line up around the block just to see The Rock and just to see his huge, well, you know the rest. But there's one thing that The Rock knows, and that one thing is that The Rock is going to be the Intercontinental Champion for a very long time. The Rock is going to go on to the Royal Rumble. He's going to win the Royal Rumble, and he's going to main event WrestleMania 2 years in a row. And this time, The Rock isn't going to lose when it comes to the World Wrestling Federation Championship to some nobody jabroni who can't even pay his taxes. The Rock's going to go on and he's going to become the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Champion. The Rock doesn't care if it's Triple H. He doesn't care if it's Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Shawn Michaels, Mankind, Cactus Jack, Doolove, whatever one of the three personas that he wants to run around in. The Rock doesn't give a damn, and the only thing The Rock cares about is The Rock. Because if you smell what The Rock is cooking, and The Rock goes back, we go to commercial, we go on to that matchup. Bio, who do you got to win? Who's going to win this matchup?
Well, I hope it ain't The Rock. But I feel like if I say it's not going to be The Rock, he's going to prove me wrong.
Okay.
So, but we'll see. I mean, you got to respect him. He's got the skill. Like he talks a big game, but most of the time he's got the skill to back up what he says.
Oh yeah, that's The Rock, brother.
Yeah.
That's The Rock. Like Jericho, you can't underestimate Jericho either. You know, Jericho, he can back it up too. Jericho can talk trash and he can back it up too. Does Chris Jericho have what it takes to regain his Intercontinental Championship and put it into The Rock's bloated ego? Or will Stephanie McMahon have something to do with this matchup? Will Stephanie McMahon end up costing The Rock the Intercontinental Championship? As we know, we still haven't seen Stephanie McMahon or heard from Stephanie McMahon since the pay-per-view. You know, so
maybe she's finally decided she's done with him.
Maybe she has. This segment got a 100. I am hoping big things for this. The Kane and Undertaker match, that was a pay-per-view level matchup right there. And I'm hoping for another big pay-per-view level match up here tonight in our rating. The 99, let's fucking go, brother. I wish it was 100, but 99, I'll take a 99. And a bout that had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat, which is probably one of our highest rated matches here in this save. The Rock defeats Chris Jericho in 12:55 by pinfall with the rock bottom, because during the match, Stephanie McMahon came down to ringside, which distracted both The Rock and Chris Jericho. The referee took a ref bump during the match, and Stephanie slid the Intercontinental Championship in the ring to The Rock, and The Rock hit Jericho over the head with the title, hitting him with the rock bottom, you know, hit him over the head with the title. Stephanie then woke up the referee to count the 3. That's how I wanted the match to end. And Stephanie pretty much showing who her alliance lies with between The Rock and Chris Jericho. Stephanie McMahon, she's a McMahon. You knew it was going to happen eventually. Everybody knows it's going to happen eventually. A McMahon always shows their true colors.
Yup.
And Stephanie McMahon celebrates with The Rock. And The Rock grabs her and gives her a big old kiss as they celebrate, as Jericho lays in the ring, as we go off the air. A 90 freaking 9 matchup. Ooh, man. Now,
Can't say as I'm surprised. If The Rock is going to win, he's going to do it underhanded. It would be interesting to see him fight a match legit and see how good he is if he abides by the rules everybody else abides by.
You got a point. There. You got a point. The only, I will say this. To my knowledge, I believe the only person who has defeated The Rock in the save is Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm pretty sure that's the only person to beat The Rock in the save is Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Dwayne Gill. We can't forget about Dwayne Gill.
Yup.
Yeah, The Rock and Dwayne Gill. And I'm pretty sure nobody else has beaten The Rock, to my knowledge. We're going to go ahead and finish the show. A 98, dude. That's better than the first time around that we did this. So maybe it was a blessing in disguise to redo this episode. Damn, a 98. that was better than our pay-per-view. Our last pay-per-view. Yeah, that was better than our last pay-per-view. Increased our popularity in 46 regions. We're gonna
Not
go ahead.
bad.
We're gonna go ahead and finish the show. Gypsy Joe, man, that's the guy that New Jack beat with the baseball bat. Remember that clip I showed you of New Jack beating up the old man with the baseball bat?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the dude. Let's look at here. Rick Martel, he's injured. He wrestles for WCW, I believe. Yep, WCW Worldwide. Let's see what they did compared to our SmackDown. 56.
I bet they didn't pull a 98.
Yeah, this is like their little. This is like their Sunday Night Heat, you know. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Let's see here. What we got going on over here? What do we have going on over here? We got a lot of news, but nothing jumps out to me as like a, hey, Das Thunder Kid, Alex Wright, says that he extended his stay with WCW. I've been trying to sign him away. I'm a huge fan of Alex Wright, Das Thunder Kid, and he decided to stay with WCW. That's probably with one of my little, one of my mail things here, is that he decided to stay with WCW. And dang, we got a lot of news, brother. A lot of news. Anyway, that was episode 102 that we had to record again, which got better than the first one. Which sadly, this one's not going to count to our main save.
Yeah, the overall score won't be at 10.
But who cares, brother? We know that Rock and Jericho can pull off a big level matchup now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Kind of inconsistent.
Yeah.
They didn't pull nowhere near that good last time, but we know they can get there.
Let's see here. Brother loves that Matt Hardy is a star. Drug testing, and we had 15 million people watch the first episode of SmackDown, so that's always good.
You're right.
But yeah, man. Thank you for joining us
on this. Thank you for having me.
This special episode. It's about an hour long, so not only did we re-record it, but we actually made it a special and made it longer than the first time.
Well, hey, getting a 98, it better be a special.
Yeah. Thank you for the support, man, for these last... Scott, how long have we been doing this, man?
Probably a little over a year.
A little over a year? About about a year and a half. Over a year and a half that we've been doing this. And everything. I thank you for the support, Bio, man. And I thank you for sticking with us this whole time. Through all the breaks that we've had doing the save and everything like that. We highly appreciate you. I appreciate all 665 subscribers to the channel. Bio, you being one of them. It'll be cool if we just get one more subscriber, then I'll be happy. Yeah. But thank y'all, each and every single one of y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for leaving comments down below. Thank y'all for leaving likes. There's a couple of y'all that I know by name. Richard, he has the ROH save that I've put in the descriptions down below for his ROH save. He's new to the whole YouTube thing and everything like that. He's doing a cool ass ROH save, and anybody who wants to check that out, I highly suggest going to check that out. I'm sure He'll leave a link in the comments down below. I want to also thank Andrew for commenting on videos and everything like that, man. I see your comments, and I get back to them as soon as possible. Y'all two in particular, I know y'all pretty much by heart because y'all comment on a lot of the videos and everything like that. And I thank y'all for the support and everything like that. I can't believe we got over 100 episodes of TEW. I didn't think I was going to make it this far in this save, to be honest with you. I really didn't think I was going to break 100 episodes and everything. But it's always the fans, like, which I talked to you about it before, Bio. It's always, I get down in the dumps and I don't, I'm not feeling motivated, because I'm not getting the amount of views that I want on a video or the amount of likes that I get on a video or comments or something like that, and I get down and then it's always somebody comments on the video and be like, hey man, I love the save, I can't wait to see more or something like that, and it motivates me to record like 15 episodes in a row and stuff like that and everything. Sky, man, you want to say anything?
Not really. No, really nothing to say. I mean, we've had a very adventurous year. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
It's been very busy. We've had
a lot of health scares.
Yeah.
A lot of health scares. And
we do appreciate everybody coming together and helping us out, giving us views, and it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
But we have fun doing it.
Yeah, I definitely do. We can't thank y'all enough, and thank y'all from all three of us. Thank y'all from the bottom of our hearts for all the love and support over these last couple of years into breaking 100 episodes of TEW. I plan on continuing the save and continuing to tell the story. And my goal is to make it to next year's WrestleMania. And then from there, it's kind of up in the air on what I do with this save. But my goal is to make it to WrestleMania. Whether it takes me another year to whether it takes me another year to get there or what. But that is my end goal. Is to make it to WrestleMania 14 or 15? 14. WrestleMania 14. And that's my goal. And if I keep going with the save, I keep going with the save. I'm enjoying booking the save and doing stuff with the save and everything and telling the stories that I would have liked to seen as a kid growing up in this timeline and the Attitude Era and stuff like that. My name is Dylan the Villain. With me, as always, the one and only
Sky Wutai.
And our special guest,
BioCorp.
And like we always say here at Pro-Am Gaming, if you can't play with each other,
play with each other, play with yourself.
Thank you, Bio.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do the thing. If you're new to the channel, the subscribe icon will be over the SmackDown logo. If you like this episode and want to go back and watch previous episodes to catch up on the storyline, that playlist will be right here, and the Unforgiven pay-per-view will be right here on the right-hand side. We already said goodbye. Thank y'all for watching the episode. We love you guys. Thank y'all for all the support. We will see y'all on Sunday Night Heat.